Hey everyone. Okay, so I've just filmed my holiday TBR for you guys. That's all the kind of Christmassy holiday things I want to read in December. And now is my kind of non-holiday, non-Christmassy December TBR. And the first thing that I want to talk about, I wasn't sure really where to include this, because it's sort of Christmassy but sort of not. This is my bind-up of Little Women by Louisa May Alcott, and I read Little Women either post-Christmas last year or very beginning of this year, but either way about a year ago, and I meant to read Good Wives at the same time. That didn't happen, so I'm ashamed of myself that I've waited a year, but I want to read that over the holidays. And the reason I say that it's kind of Christmassy, kind of not, is it's not a Christmas story, but the two stories together probably have maybe like 5 Christmas scenes in them. So yeah, I wasn't sure where to include this, but I will be reading Good Wives in December. And then, okay, I guess I should talk about one that I'm reading right now, which is A Red Herring Without Mustard by Alan Bradley. This is the 3rd Flavia de Luce book, and I talked about the 4th one, I Am Half Sick of Shadows, in my holiday TBR, because that's basically the holiday special. And for this one, I'm about, like, maybe 2 hours and 15 minutes into the audiobook, but I'm not really sure where that is in the physical copy, because I haven't really been following along very well in the physical copy yet, just because I haven't really had a chance to sit and read. I've just been kind of listening while I was doing chores. But I am really liking it so far. I love this series. I love Alan Bradley's writing. I love the character of Flavia. I love all of the references. I love the setting. So yeah, this is great. And then another current read is The Moorland Cottage by Elizabeth Gaskell. I was hoping to finish this in the month of November, but I'm not totally sure that I will, because today is the 29th. So not really sure if I'll finish this or not. I may finish this, in which case I'm sorry that I talked about it in a December TBR if I do end up finishing this in the next day and a half. But yeah, so there's that one. There's this one, which I'm really loving, but I keep putting off, I think because it doesn't have an audio with it, so I actually have to sit and concentrate when I read this one. And I am loving it, I just haven't really had that time to sit and focus on it, so yeah. And then one that's pretty much going to be the first book that I read in December is going to be Queens of the Conquest by Alison Weir, no idea how you say her name, anyway. This I was supposed to read for Nonfiction November, didn't happen, but this copy as well as the audiobook that I have through my library app are both due back on the 5th of December, so I'm going to take maybe like 4 or 4.5 days to read this, and I'm hoping to love it. It'll be my first Alison Weir, I'm sorry, please somebody help me pronounce her name correctly, but it'll be my first book of hers, because I'm reading her books in chronological order by historical figure, so this is set during the Norman Conquest, so that'll be great. And then another one that I'm currently reading, sort of, is Something Fresh by P.G. Wodehouse. I am probably going to start this over, because I started it long enough ago, I don't know how to, a while back, basically, that I really want to start over. I was thoroughly enjoying it when I was reading it, but I ended up putting it down for a long enough period of time that I have forgotten some things that happened, so I'm gonna pick that back up. And then this is kind of lower on the priority list. This is Walking Home, A Poet's Journey by Simon Armitage. I really, really, really want to read this because I've been trying to read it for a year, but I am prioritizing my holiday reads, so if I don't get to this, then I'll get to it in January. Sorry, I thought I just heard something weird. Anyway. So next is Emma by Jane Austen. This is another one that I will be finishing in the month of December. I started this back in like September and put it aside. I was buddy reading it with Janet from Swirly Girly Reads and Amanda J, and I was really enjoying it, but then I just kind of got very, very behind. And I only got about a third of the way through it. But anyway, so I will finally be finishing my reread of this. Yes, I will be finishing this finally. And then one that I'll be reading the whole month long is The Last Chronicle of Barset by Anthony Trollope. I will be buddy reading this, or I say will be buddy reading it with Katie from Books and Things, but she has already started. So I will be buddy reading this, but be behind on buddy reading this with Katie, and we're both, the great thing about this is that we both agreed that we really wanted to take it very slowly, because it's the last one in the series, and because it's pretty big. It's like 82 chapters long, and let me see how many pages. My copy from the library is 700 something pages, so yeah, that's pretty giant. But I will be listening to maybe like an hour of this a day starting in December. I'm trying to read it by chapters, but also get as close to listening to an hour a day as possible, so don't know how that's going to go, but we'll see. And then another P.G. Wodehouse that I have is Carrion Jeebs, and this is a short story collection that I've only read one story from, but I really want to finish reading this, but I don't know yet. I might prioritize one P.G. Wodehouse book over the other, instead of trying to finish them both in December, especially because I have the Christmas reads. So if I end up prioritizing, not really sure which one I will prioritize, but I may end up only reading one and then saving the other for January. But yeah, love P.G. Wodehouse. And then I have two that are very important, as far as priority goes, and they are The Two Towers by J.R.R. Tolkien, as well as Return of the King by J.R.R. Tolkien. I reread Fellowship of the Ring for the second time? Third? I think it was the second. In like, I kind of spent a couple months rereading it, basically over the summer. And it was a reading goal of mine to finally finish reading Lord of the Rings this year, because I have never read Two Towers or Return of the King, so these are my top two non-holiday priorities for the month of December. Yeah, because I want to be able to say that I finished the whole collection, series, trilogy, one book separated into three, in a year. So, yes, those, and then two others that I may or may not get to, we'll see, are Henry IV Part 2 and Henry V. I was going to try to completely catch up with ShakeTube in the month of December, but with everything else that I'm trying to read, I think that would be chaotic and silly to also try to fit in 8 Shakespeare plays. So, no, that's probably not going to happen. But I'm hoping to get to at least those 2, Henry IV Part 2 and Henry V. And then I will properly catch up in January after the project's already over. Oh, and I will also hopefully be reading The Tempest along with everyone else, because that's the last one on the ShakeTube list, and that is kind of this week, I think. I think videos are going up for it on Friday and Saturday, so fingers crossed that that happens. But anyway, yeah, those are all of the things that I'm trying to read that are non-holiday related in the month of December. A lot of them are things that are carrying over from November and everything, but I'm really excited for everything that I'm reading, especially the holiday stuff. So let me know what you guys are reading in December. Let me know if you're reading anything holiday related, Christmas related, anything where you're like, I have to get this finished before the end of the year. Yeah, anyway, thanks so much for watching, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.